So thank you, Manuel, for the two nice links to what InnoEnergy has been able to achieve so far. For the ones that do not know who InnoEnergy is, just a couple of messages. So we are a long-term public-private partnership. We're born back in 2010, and we're running on the current strategy until 2024. So far, we've been investing 1.7 billion euros in supporting the energy transition for Europe, and for the time left is around 3 times as much. Okay. What I propose for the next 10 minutes is an agenda where I give a food for thought of how we are addressing innovation within InnoEnergy and to make examples on energy storage, and 2 of them, because energy storage is about many possibilities, many solutions to bring to energy transition. I will focus on 2 of them and how we approach from InnoEnergy this transition. The first slide is, I always pitch this. I was very happy that Manuel also pitched that, is that innovation is not only about technology. It's about many dimensions, and in our case, we always address those 6 dimensions whenever we decide to invest in something. And you can find technology as one of them, and the other 6. And I always bring to the debate, please, let's not forget the human capital. Whatever transition we might be doing in Europe or in the world requires people and practitioners to make it happen. It's not only about money, it's not about technology, it's also about people. And so far, do we have the people that will be able to lead and to implement this? Our answer, is no. So we also have to work on this dimension. And you see already a first judgment from InnoEnergy is the 3 curves within the 6 dimensions. The blue curve is where we are today and how each one of 6 dimensions, they contribute, they are enablers or they are blockers for the energy transition. And the green one is 2030. Our judgment is the biggest journey is for regulation. And regulation, again, is not to have a good or bad regulation, it's to have an homogeneous regulation. And the second is the citizen as really, as Manuel was saying, not being aware of a sufferer of the transition, but being the driver of the transition. This is where the journey that we have to do all collectively for us is the bigger. And I'll go into 2 storage innovation paths and how we address them. Because I think that we need a bit of systemic in our ecosystem to address innovation more efficiently. And we always start from the demand side. Is there a need? Is there an opportunity? And let me open a small window. And the panelists from the International Agency said, hey, in the mission innovation, we're going to double the R&D support. Please, let's not do it. That extra money, bring that to the demand side, to innovative public procurement. We innovators, what we want is customers. There is money enough. Let's bring customers. Because then the speed to the market uptake to any innovation will be much faster. And I close the window because I guess it will be in the debate. So I take the grid storage as one of the functions that, because of evolutions of the other dimensions of the famous losange that I just showed, there is a need. Also, what the Commissioner explained is that today there are around 100 gigas installed of PV and wind. If you look at the predictions of the IEA for 2040, it's, if you aggregate, it's like 12 times as much. It's only 20 years from here. There's a lot of capital and so on. And this will create, as we know, the need to have something that will be able to service. And you see here all the services. So where there is value, because innovation will never make the market if there's nobody willing to pay for the innovation you are bringing. And you see in grid storage, there's only a couple of dots that are green. The others are just there, that when the market will develop, there will be hanging fruits to ripe and to make the business cases for storage, in this case grid storage, for TSOs and DSOs, much more appealing. That's the way we address innovation. We always start from the demand side, then we see what is the values that we can bring with innovation, and then we go to the functionalities. Okay, for serving this, what do we need? And in terms of storage, there's always those 4 things, and others that I will comment afterwards that has to be tackled. Okay, for grid storage is what is the discharge duration that you need to give back to the grid, the response time, the power rating, and whether it's going to be a lot of cycles or few cycles. That's from the functionality point of view. From the internal point of view, we say also a cost target price. Are you going to deliver 1,500 euros per megawatt hour? I don't put that because, well, there is a target for that functionality, for that need, and we are very close to it. So to the question of the organizer of the panel, the storage is already there. And we'll show examples. And then regulation. As we said, business models is, and I'm going to use the different colors for the European map, and what we require as innovators is the same color. Good or bad, but please the same one. Gives us volume. Again, we don't want the preferential treatment, but gives us homogeneity, because homogeneity gives us volume, and volume gives time to market for everything. For example, in Ireland and UK, then you as a TSO, you can build, so invest, and build a storage capacity to serve the needs that we just, in other countries you cannot. Let's homogenize, whatever. Let's give us an homogeneous market. And finally, for the grid storage function, what KIC does, oh, we're already there. So we're just 20% above the cost that today the customers will be willing to pay. That's a flow box battery flow for storage. We're able to play power and able to play energy. And that's one of the results of what Manuel described as, hey, we're doing things that are market applicable. And our conclusion is that today the market is tiny, 350 million euros in Europe per year. But if those orange bubbles that we see, we deem, we assess, we judge orange, they will become green, you can put a factor of 20. And, well, it's European technology, it's European human capital, it's European business models. The second example I want to share with you is the behind-the-meter storage. And, well, this morning you heard or you read that Tesla has made an offer for SolarCity, 2.8 billion. So they're combining both dimensions, the dimension of storage and the dimension of PV panel production. And you see that, hey, for any of us, resident citizens, the autonomy that you can get by combining those two, depending on what is the power rating of your load, and it can go up to 70%. So basically go off-grid to 70% of your normal load curve. That's already existing. The behind-the-meter storage combined with renewables, especially PV. And again, we treat the same thing when we innovate. Hey, what is the value that we will bring in this case to the citizen or to the DSO if we're able to sell balancing services? And we tick the boxes. And for each box you tick, then you bring value. Then the innovation is really pulled by the demand, not just pushed by the technology. And again, the same. So how and what do you need in terms of functionalities and technologies attributes for this technology to serve the function that serves the opportunity or the need? And as Manuel was saying, in everything we do, not only we address this, but also target cost per energy density, but also what is the impact on LCOE, greenhouse emissions, and security of the grid on the energy side. And on the economic side, how many jobs will be created, and what will be the increase of competitiveness, in this case, a lower energy bill for the citizen. And again, the map of Europe, even more colors than before. Again, please give us, I'm in Spanish, so Spanish is in red, in red. So we tried first to install in our houses, those that have got the knowledge to install it, the combination of PV and storage, and basically the law was changed. The law was sued here in Brussels, and the law was rechanged. Please, homogeneity. Good or bad, but the same thing, the same rules everywhere. And what we're doing, as Manuel was saying, we're disrupting, we're creating something disruptive. So we are launching from InnoEnergy a new market player, something that does not exist today. And we're doing that in Sweden in combination with a broadband operator. So challengers coming into the energy value chain to disrupt the value of the whole end-to-end. And why we're able to do this? Well, because there is, again, a business case for everybody, except in this case for the DSO, that of course loses load. And again, the same thing, but our conclusion that today, the market per year is 1.5 billion for those kind of behind-the-grid PV plus photovoltaics. And if the yellow, that is again homogeneity of rules, not good or bad, just homogeneity, you multiply again by 10, 15. So conclusions from my side. Definitely storage is here, is an enabler. I would not call it a game changer, it's an enabler, it's already, it will not disrupt everything, it's a combination of many things. But please, the debate of innovation is about the multidimensional systemic approach. There is value in storage to be harvested. The business cases exist already today. They can be made more attractive, but they exist already today. Let's converge to market homogeneity. And again, we are not asking for good or bad, it's just the same, everything, because that will give us volume and that will give us winners and champions in the supply chain and the value chain in Europe. Now, if you ask me, please let's, on the storage, build and allow for the function of the independent system, independent storage operator. Let's not add additional functions to the DSOs or the TSOs on the grid side. Let's create because they will come with an absolutely open and fresh mind towards what is the value they can bring without cross-subsidizing between the former business model and the new business model. And, well, and there are many more, power to gas, electric vehicles, everything. And in each one of them, there is a business case. But as innovators and market, we need to be focused. Thank you.